guys, good morning. It's April 30th, 2025, and I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop. And today we are doing a cross-stitch finishing tutorial, and we're doing it live, so there might be some bloopers. But thank you to Denise who has put all of this together. And so I'm going to show you what we're working on. So today we are going to take the monthly mini village series that I have stitched. These are by Country Cottage Needleworks. So this is the different months I've stitched. I changed a couple of colors here. And then I have started June, but I haven't gotten that far. And then we got this beautiful display piece from Paisleys and Polka Dots. And when you buy it, it comes unpainted, so you just paint it. And so Jordan's gonna pop up the piece that she has on her website. And if you look at the very back piece, there's two pinks, like a pink polka dot and a pink floral. That's what we're gonna be doing today. The red backer piece we are not doing. And the reason why is the one that's pieced on the photo is 16 count. I stitch on 14 count, so my piece is a little bit bigger. So we're gonna be using that as inspiration, giving her credit, and just doing it a little bit different. So what you need is your cross stitch piece. I stitched this on Beautiful Beige 14 count. I used Called For Classic Colorworks. The only month that I changed a little bit was March, but I did use colors from other months, so I didn't have to buy anything. This is the Rooftop Row cross stitch display by Paisleys and Polka Dots. We're going to be using this fat quarter bundle. It was in my office, so we already had it. This is not starched or anything. This is the Prim Fat Quarter Bundle by Lori Holt. And it just has a lot of colors, so we just pulled it off the shelf, and that's what we're going to use. You obviously don't need a fat quarter bundle this big. We just wanted enough variety. You need a 9 by 12 inch sticky board, and you're going to need 12 of these total, one for each month. We're using cross stitch finishing tape by It's So Emma. And then Denise has all her supplies here. So, bless you, we have friction pin. We have this new Tim Holtz retractable craft pick. We'll show you how to use it. We have a glue gun to the side, and we have some batting too. And then magnets and washers. So we'll show you those in a little bit. But that's your basic supplies. And so first we're going to pick out the fabric. Is that what you want me to do first? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is fun. I'm going to lay these out, and we're going to pick our two fabrics that we use each month. And then we're going to label them so that that's already done. So when Denise goes to finish, it's done, and then it'll kind of show you how we pick fabric. And we usually do it together. I usually don't do it by myself.
Now, granted, I've already picked January for
Okay,
you,
let me see
so.
January. Okay, so she says she's already picked January. Okay, here we go. I can move that.
This one.
Oh, that's perfect match.
And those two.
Wow, that's a perfect match. Okay, and then February, we have. Okay. Oh my word. Let's see. Okay, so these two. I feel like those two would look good.
Yeah.
That is acid-free tape, yes. And so we're just picking two fabrics, and then we have these
Fabric label sticker packs.
fabric label sticker packs we just got, and so they're like washi tape where they don't leave a residue at all on your fabric. And so she's marking them so that when she goes to finish, it's just super easy to finish. Okay, so now we have February. Oh, and what it says on there, it has a designer, and then she put February monthly mini village, February monthly mini village, the size, and it says it's not starched and not pre-washed. And that's totally, it's really more, I don't like that one. It's more of a, okay, so out of these three, I would do those two.
Those two, because
Yeah.
the contrast.
Okay, so those two. And so you could just, you know, you definitely don't have to buy a fat quarter bundle to do this. We just, for video, it's just easier to pick something that we know has a lot of colors, and the Prim collection by Lori has a lot of colors. And then,
Are you gonna ever use brown?
I don't know that I'm gonna use brown. Yeah, that's a good point. So I don't know if we're gonna use these or not. Oh, this one's gonna be hard. Yeah, this one's gonna be hard. Ooh. Those two?
For which one?
April? No?
I like it better for May.
For May?
Yeah, because there's less like blue in
I
May.
know, I don't know what to do here, because these two, that looks too, I don't like that one. These two, that don't match.
Mm-mm.
Let me see yellow.
Yellow's dark and maybe not. What if you do like
Oh,
a lighter
pink.
pink
Yeah, that pink is good.
and like maybe the gingham?
I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then we can save the yellow for like October, November, right? Do you think that looks good? Okay, everybody comment and let me know, what do you think? It looks good. And then basically as we go, we're gonna stitch the two pieces together, and we'll show you the sizes and everything. But yeah.
Mark them. Jordan, will you put chat open?
Oh yeah, and thank you to Louise Doust for the super chat. We received the stickers in the Sew Sampler box. I can't wait to use mine. Yeah, we worked on these for a really long time, and really what we wanted was something that would stay on, but that wouldn't pull any of the fabric. So, I love these tutorials, but many times I do my own style of finishing. Okay, so we're gonna move everything. I'm gonna move these out of the way for Denise, and then we're gonna focus on January. And then obviously, you know, when I stitch the others, we'll pick the fabrics, but there's no reason to pick them now since I don't even have them. And I usually just leave these on a big design board and just keep them flat.
I was reading the comments of the colors.
Oh yeah,
Yellow.
April pinker, pale grief for April. Okay. So this is what she's gonna do first is she's gonna measure the mountable section on this cross stitch display.
Okay, so it's 10 1/4 by, let me do it this way, 4 1/2. Okay, so we'll cut our sticky board with the quilting fabric that size. Now granted, I'm sure each board may be a little bit different, but ours is 10 1/4 by 4 1/2.
Jennifer has a great comment. She said those stickers would be a good idea for labeling leftover cross-stitch fabric. That's a great idea. For me, I don't need it since I just use the same old stuff over and over. But that'd be great for somebody like Cheryl. Now, just so you guys know, Denise is left-handed. So if it looks backwards, it's because she's left-handed and I'm right-handed. So obviously it looks different. They said February needs a relook on fabric. We'll look at it at the end. So she's cutting this 10 1/4 by 4 1/2 inches. And then obviously if it doesn't fit or something, you just adjust it. And then we're gonna be doing this 12 times. So because we're doing it 12 times, we're keeping everything written down so that when she does it each time, we don't have to remeasure, if that makes sense. So really, Denise could just cut all of these all at one time if she wanted to. There's not enough to do two though, right?
No, one sticky board will get you one piece. It'll get you your backer and then your stitch piece.
Oh, okay. So you'll need 12.
Correct.
So she's just writing down what she cut her size to, which was 4 1/2 by 10 1/4. We always recognize Denise by her hands. Should we do it a little bit shorter so that it doesn't, so if it comes off?
Yeah, we can.
Okay,
Like,
we're gonna
trim
cut it
off
an eighth. We're gonna cut an eighth off so it doesn't go off the edge. Do we use a special rotary cutter for the sticky board? So we use the leftover blades when I'm done with them from quilting. And the rotary cutter is has a note on it, right? Or it just goes in her section.
Yeah, it just goes in mine.
But at home, what I would do is just put like an X on the back side. But here we have two different tables. But yeah, we definitely don't use the same ones. I need to learn to write stuff down versus going with, oh, I will remember.
Like that.
Yeah, that looks good. And this frame is from Paisleys and Polka Dots. We don't sell the frame. And then we didn't, you know, for quilting, we starch our fabric, but on this one, we did not starch our fabric. There's really no reason to.
I find when I use starch fabric, like the stash from Teresa, it's very hard to stick on the sticky board.
Okay, because it won't like bend as much.
I take it you want me to iron these.
Oh, here, you want me to go iron them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna go to iron?
It's funny ironing on fabric that is not starched because it moves around. And then fabrics like these, sometimes when I'm quilting, they drive me crazy because, you know, if I cut it off, you know, a little bit off it. I think these kind of fabrics are good and bad for quilting because first, if you're doing it on the straight, you have to be exact. But then if you're doing it on the diagonal, then you get like a second kind of look, like a second piece of fabric. Did Jordan ever finish his Halloween cross stitch?
That's not on.
What did he say?
That's not on the mic.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
He said the microphone's not on. Sorry. Did Jordan ever finish his Halloween cross stitch he started?
Sorta. I just have to do the clouds behind, like the back.
Okay, that means no. That means no, Jordan.
Okay, I'm just gonna straighten it first.
So she's cutting across the opposite edge, the same basically parallel to selvage.
Okay, now I need to think how I did the math. Okay, so if it's, we're putting two pieces. Yes. So we're gonna cut each fat quarter to be 13 inches by 4 inches. That will allot the margin that we wrap over.
4 inches, it's 4 1/4.
But we're sewing two pieces
Oh, okay,
together.
okay. So 4 inches by
13.
13, 4 by 13.
It gives us just enough wiggle room.
Without waste.
I try not to waste.
Yeah,
as
Denise
much.
is really good about not wasting fabric. I am not as good at that. Do you want me to sew those together?
Where's the cut? Oh, right there.
You want me to sew? Okay.
Please. You can do your 1/4 inch.
Okay. So I'm sewing with the 1/4 inch seam. Press open or one side?
Open.
it good?
Yes. Jordan, will you pop up the original photo, please? Okay, so on her backer board, she sewed, which I'm assuming 2 pieces together. So, so on our piece, we cut our board 10 1/4. Yeah, you're done with the pop-up.
Okay.
10 1/4 by 4 1/2. So essentially this seam will line up like right in the center, and then we have enough to wrap it on the back end. Now I just need to figure out how to center this seam here. Well, no, on this piece, because this is dead center. 4 1/2 divided by 2.
2
2
1/4.
Let me do it. If I'm putting it this way, yes. Okay, thank you. 2 1/4.
Yeah, so she's just marking. You can use any kind of pin on this. It doesn't matter because you're going to cover it up. And then, I don't know, I think me and Denise need to have like a finishing session where we just finish everything all at once. We have like a pile that's piling up
So now I'm going to use these marks to line it up
with the little...
with the seam. It's easier if you press open, just because you're going to have bulk in one area if you press to a side.
So this is that that thing I was telling you. It's called the Tim Holtz,
Retractable craft pick.
and it's a little bit, the stick is a little bit thicker than the By Annie stiletto that we were using. So it's like a little bit sturdier, and I think it's a little bit less expensive.
Well, it's also not a hazard, because you can
Oh, okay.
retract it,
Okay.
and then, okay, that's pretty centered.
Yeah, looks good.
From here, you can trim an inch away from your sticky board, just so you have less bulk. Sometimes I do 1.5 inches, depending on how big the backer is.
Sample wasn't centered.
Yeah, it is centered.
No, sample.
Oh, the sample. Yeah, the sample wasn't centered. That the picture Jordan showed, but we're just going to do our center. That way we don't have to think about which one is more dominant and which one is less. We're just using it as an inspiration. And then she's just trimming 1 inch away.
This is the one thing.
And when the reason the blade is doing that is because she uses this blade to do the sticky board, and so it just dulls it. But we don't like to replace it because it's just a waste of money. And then when you're doing cross stitch finishing, I would just use the cheapest rotary blade you can find. I wouldn't invest in anything expensive.
Okay.
And so this is the It's So double-sided finishing tape. I think there's several brands of this. And she's just going to put that on the top and the bottom, fold it over, and then do the sides. Would you word swap fit on this? I don't think so, but
No, word swap's too long.
it's too long, but let me look.
Kimberly, I assumed you didn't want batting on your fabric piece. You can put batting if you want more of a puffy look for your quilting fabric piece, but usually I don't.
Yeah, it would be way too long. What?
Yeah.
So, like, if you wanted to just do one side of the...
I am trying to line up this line to the edge of the board, because that will drive me nuts if it's not straight.
She'll see it from across the room too. I mean, I think there's just some people who just, I think that would be all three of us in the room would be similar in that fashion. And then ours is going to be a little bit different because ours is 14 count and we're not doing that red backer. So it is going to be different. We're just using it, as inspiration. The word swap would not fit if it was smaller count. I think you'd have to just take off the left or right end, but I mean, you could contact her. Maybe she'd make one for the word swap. I don't know that we've decided how we're going to finish our word swap, have we?
Word swap, yes, it's on that Hobby Lobby piece.
Oh, that's right, the wooden Hobby Lobby piece.
The only one we haven't decided yet is the
house.
The one that you're doing, the two browns.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Dee
Good
says,
old days.
Yeah. Dee says, I appreciate seeing this done step by step as I need all the help I can get. I wondered about the print direction, if it would make me bonkers too from across the room. And then I would just say take your time, you know, don't rush. If you rush, it's just gonna be harder to do. And I'm so thankful that Denise knows how to do this because I definitely could do it, but I just feel like doing it and like trying to talk and do it at the same time is just too much. And we usually do is it right that we usually do the longest sides first and then the shorter sides second?
Mm-hmm. Yes. The more fabric I can get out of my way.
Can I adopt Denise? I have several young women who have asked me to adopt them. I know, it's like, could we just loan out somebody for a day to just, yeah, I feel that. First, you'd have to adopt her first from Jordan and then from me. And then from her mom and then from her sister. You probably have to get in line. She did she did something. She finished for Emma's dance show. You have to do this huge, gigantic board, and I didn't know how to do it. Well, and I also took my kids to WrestleMania, and so I didn't have time, and so she did it for me, thank goodness. And everybody was like, Emma's is the best. Emma, did you do it? Everybody was complimenting Emma. She's like, no.
Jordan, will you zoom in, please? Okay. For the corners, rather than go
Full,
I don't know what degree that is, I go like halfway to that. For some reason, with doing it that way, it helps with the bulk here because that extra fabric like isn't folding over.
Kay says she can share. That's funny. Jordan says he can't. Rotary blades. What do you want to know? Oh, what rotary blades do we use? We just use the we just buy the Alpha 45 degree because, or 45 millimeter, just because that's what we usually use. But I would just get some off. This sounds horrible, but I would just get some off Amazon that are super cheap. Like I don't even like the ones that we wouldn't even sell because they're not great. I just wouldn't invest the money in it.
Also, for the sticky board, I always cut mine on the non-sticky side. I find it easier than if I cut on this side. Why, I don't know. I feel like here I'm going through more tape than this side.
Melanie says, great corner tip. And so she does each corner and then she kind of eases the middle in. I think it would be funny if like the three of us just sat and just finished stuff all day and just recorded it. It would be hilarious. Jordan would be micromanaging us. It's not straight. It's not straight. That would be a good video.
Okay.
Oh, she says the angle is 22 degrees. I don't even know what a
I don't
45
even.
degree is, so thank you very much.
Okay. Does it matter for you, Kimberly, which is top and which is bottom?
Well, let's look and see. But I think the dark would be better on the top. Like, put the piece on it.
I probably should cut this piece down.
Yeah, I think that looks better. Do you,
Yeah.
Jordan? Yeah.
This
Oh,
one's
yeah.
too busy?
Yeah, Jordan said the bottom is too busy to be on top.
Ooh, that is a snug fit.
I think it's good. I like it.
Okay. I'll set that to the side.
And then we're gonna move to wrapping the cross stitch piece, and she's using the other half of the sticky board that she started
This
with.
one here. Okay, so let me measure. Kimberly, this is where I'll need
Okay.
a decision from you.
Okay. So she's measuring stitch to stitch.
9 inches.
Do you want me to write it down?
Yeah, your handwriting is probably better than mine. And I will measure each one of her pieces just in case. So in February, I will use what Kimberly's writing down as a reference, but then I'll still measure just in case.
Jordan wants you to tell them why. Well, what if,
Well, even though she's stitching on 14 count, depending if she like stretched too tight or if
I'm in a different kind of mood,
one stitch is.
or if the package comes a little bit different. You never know with cross stitch.
I've gotten burned too many times for not measuring.
Well, one time Cheryl stitched something and I stitched something, and
Three
it was-
quarters.
it was
3 3/4. Sorry.
it was different. So I think it's how you hold the fabric. So I just wrote down 3 3/4 by 9.
Actually, 3 1/4. My bad.
Oh,
Let me double check. Yes, 3 1/4.
okay.
Okay. So on this piece, on your fabric board, how much of this do you want shown? A 1/4, 3/8, or a 1/2 inch? So that will determine your border here.
I think
So the more margin you want shown here, the tighter.
we should do 3/8.
Okay.
Do you think?
That's what I was originally when I mocked it up that I went with. So Jordan, will you scroll down for my measurements? Because I did it. Yeah. So for 3/8, your piece here needs to measure 9 1/2 by 3 3/4 to fit perfectly on this board.
And that's exactly 1/2 inch bigger than the, basically that gives a 1/4 inch on all sides,
Yes.
doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
Yes.
I think it gives
yes.
3/8 on the inside.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So add.
Because it was 9 originally.
I think Paisley and polka dot, this is from Claire. I think Paisley's and polka dots makes a larger version which might fit word swap. Yeah, y'all should email her and ask. The tiny town patterns I don't think would fit because those are super long and they're much skinnier. And I'm sure, I don't know the lady that owns Paisley's and polka dots, but I'm sure if you emailed her and just said, hey, I'm looking for something like this, I'm sure she makes a lot of her pieces for, pieces. I'm sure she made this one. She made this one for the Country Cottage pattern. So you're marking how many stitches outside?
3 stitches. I know that on 14 count, 3 stitches is a 1/4 inch. Now, for 16 count, I would need to use a ruler. I just finished a lot on 14 count. That 3 stitches is a 1/4. And I go from the furthest stitch. 1, 2, 3.
Have you guys been stitching a lot? I am like super behind. I have not stitched in like 2 weeks. Emma had her final dance show Christopher had 4 basketball games, and then something else happened this weekend. And then yesterday, well, Monday, Peyton broke his finger, so it's lovely at the Jolly House right now. We've never had a kid, well, we've had lots of surgeries that I haven't talked about on camera. This one, he doesn't care if I talk about. Some, they don't want me to talk about, but this one, he didn't even tell me he hurt his finger. So we have appointment Friday. We got it x-rayed, but we have an appointment with whatever. I don't know if he's gonna need surgery or what, I don't know. Kevin doesn't think so. Kevin thinks it'll just be, you just put it in a sling. I don't know. Oh, Carlene says Paisleys and Polka Dots has a design for Tiny Town. It just looks like a mini village, but longer. And the reason she knows about the 14 count is most of what I stitch is on 14 count. And I honestly just use, most of the time I use whitewash board, pale gray gingham, or beautiful beige. That's pretty much what I use. And then she's using a friction pin that will disappear with heat later. You know, you could use any kind of marking pen. I would encourage you to use something that disappears so that you don't have pencil lines.
What did I say? 9.5 by 3 3/4. Okay. Yes.
We recently used these 2 pens in a video that are different than friction pens. So this is a white marking pen, and then this is like a clover something. It does that. Anyway, we've used those. What's it called?
I'm just saying it's for darker fabric.
Oh, it's for darker fabric, but I mean, you could use it. If you don't want to use friction pen, a lot of people don't like friction pen. Oh, Amanda says good morning. Oh, we were just talking about you, Amanda. Somebody wants to adopt Denise, and I said first they have to get in line behind Jordan, me, you, and your mom. But I would come last. Wait, are you looking for the?
Oh yeah, it's right here. Okay, so I'm gonna trim, same thing, 1 inch from the drawn line, just to get rid of all this bulk and the extra fabric Kimberly left me.
1 inch, right?
1 inch, yes. Sometimes I find her needles
Oh,
in here.
Yeah, you got to be careful. I find them on my floor. That's the bad thing. That's probably the only thing that Kevin gets really mad at me. He's like, these needles are all over the place. I'm like, don't come over here. It's my area. Stay in your side of the bed, your side of the room. And I usually do my, when I'm cutting my fabric, I just kind of take the piece and I'll just divide it in half or quarters. And so sometimes I have more fabric, sometimes I have less. I don't do like an exact science. Like I don't cut it, you know, exact. I don't know if that makes sense, but I just kind of cut it for, okay, so what are you cutting there?
I'm cutting the 9.5 by 3 3/4, what will
Okay.
fit
That piece.
this piece in here.
Okay. And with the sticky board, you really have, like y'all didn't see it because you're not standing next to Denise, but you really have to like push. Like you have to really, because it's so thick, you have to like really, I don't know, stand on your tippy toes and push that fabric down. Or the board. That's her workout.
Yes, you do have to put your full body weight into it.
A needle was on the back of my phone case this morning. The case has a magnetic charger on it. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's what I should use for my, what do you call it? That's what I should use for my needle minder. So this, we just use 80-20 batting. You can use any batting you want. The 80-20 is a little bit thicker than the cotton, but much less thinner than polyester. So that's what we use on all our cross stitch, but it's totally optional what you want to use. And she's doing this on the piece that's going to go on the cross stitch piece just so it's not as stiff. Husband's a wonderful thing for finding lost needles and pin. They have to go barefoot too. Yeah. Oh, and then I ordered some furniture, but I didn't tell Kevin because I was hoping that where I ordered it from was going to put it together, and they didn't. They just dropped it off. So then I was like, Kevin, I have this piece of furniture, and so anyway, I think he was just like, oh my God, why are you buying this furniture? A lot of times I try to buy things and sneak them in and hope he'll never notice. I mean, I know that like all of us do that, so I'm not even gonna pretend I don't. He's like, where is this gonna go? Same batting for quilting. That's actually the batting that I use for my quilting too. Isn't it? I think that's what I use all the time.
I think so.
Yeah.
So instead of, since I'm putting this on the back, I can't see my lines. So instead of drawing another set of lines, I use a quick press seam roller to give me that crease. And I just fold it back on the lines.
Okay, y'all, that's genius.
And since Kimberly likes a stiff fabric, it stays.
That's genius. Jordan, can you link to the sticky backer board she used? He said yes. Let's see, Jennifer says the Tim Holtz rotary trimmer cut sticky board, it's great, but you do have to push a bit. I like it better than the handheld rotary. And the size of sticky board she's using is 9x12 today. Dee asked, does it matter what color it is? But we just use the natural. Even when I'm finishing the stuff that Denise. When Denise is finishing all of my stuff that has black, chalkboard black, she uses the natural. Denise has the best tips. Yeah, I've never seen you do that. Is that new tip?
Yeah, I actually started, I think, end of last year when I had to finish a lot of the pieces, and I didn't want to spend time drawing lines on the back.
Yeah, that's a good tip. When Denise is measuring, does she use the bottom line of the ruler?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's just using the line on the ruler. I don't know how to answer that. And then
I don't know if I 80-20.
he used the
I did the 10 by
10 by
10.
10. This is what she used. And we just have I think we have a couple packages up here. We like it, the 10 by 10, because then you don't have to cut the big old piece down and then have to manage it all over the place. And most of the stuff I order.
10 squares, 12 pack.
Yeah.
Yes. And here I'm not pressing all the way down, just, I don't know if you can see, just a little bit.
A little bit.
And I'll do the other side exactly like that, just to make sure the stitch piece comes out straight.
Like if it's not straight, it's easy for her to undo it because she didn't stick it all the way down. Roxy says you're easy to follow.
Thank you. Also, these scissors only used for sticky tape. Do not recommend using it for your stitch piece.
Kevin tried to use the stitch. So yesterday when he was having to put that furniture, well, it was just the furniture that just came out of the box. Like you just put it on the ground. You don't have to assemble it. He was trying to use my scissors and I was like, no. He's like, yeah. I'm like, no, you're gonna ruin my scissors. I had to run to the kitchen. These were so fun to stitch. Have you guys stitched this series? I really like this one. I have to start June, and then I need to start, I have like 3 things on my list that I need to start. And I think it's just gonna take, basically what I do if I get behind, like I'm super behind right now, I'll just sit down one day and just knock a bunch of it out all in one day.
Also, when I'm lining this up, I do bring the stitch piece close to my face because I am trying to make sure this, Jordan, can you zoom in, that this whole entire stitch or this line, this Aida weave, falls in the exact same spot across the entire length. And if the piece ended up coming out crooked, like when ironing or stitching or anything like that, I don't fix the stretching during the ironing, I fix it here. Okay. See? And then I'll give it that firm press.
And she also did the long sides first, and then she'll do the short sides. Short sides.
And then I'll come double check here.
There's some kind of noise. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It must be raining outside. Did y'all hear that?
I just heard Jordan open up his snack.
Oh no, I hear something on the roof. And then we'll have to see how Denise does her corners on this one, if she does that same little technique. And you know, a lot of what we learned, you know, Priscilla came and taught us. So a lot of this, you know, we owe to other people who taught us how to do all this stuff. Kay just finished May. Judy said she loves the colors for January.
I do put more friction when I'm putting sticky tape on another piece of fabric, just because it's
Peels.
like harder for the sticky tape to stick onto fabric versus the board. Also, if you're using starched fabric, sticky tape is hard for it to stick to it. Very hard.
For what to stick to?
Starched.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So for like the mystery stitch alongs, when I finish them, I use the leftover fabric that we use for filming. So it's starched. So I put a little bit more sticky tape on just for security. Corners, I do the same way. I just give it more of a press, just because the fabric is stiffer, and I give it more of a pull because the fabric is hard.
Yeah, and the fabric that I use is always super stiff. So like if she was finishing something maybe Cheryl made, it probably would be a little bit easier because, well, it might be easier, but it also might be harder because when it's stiff, it keeps it very straight, but then it's harder to pull it to the back. But if it's not as stiff, it's harder to get pretty on the front, but easier to do on the back. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's easier to physically manage, but yeah, it's very hard to straighten it.
And then Denise has like a little setup here where like just all the cross stitch finishing stuff is, so that we don't mix up. Like she has this whole thing, and then, you know, all her little stuff, so that we don't mix up the rotary cutters and all that stuff. And then, you know, it's just used for finishing, which I know is like, you know, basically impossible for most people to do. It just makes it easy for us. Angela says she loves watching you finish. And then Shelly says there's severe weather in Dallas-Fort Worth. Oh no. I've been to Dallas so many times lately. I think I might eventually know the roads. I get so lost. C Card says she's also behind on her projects. I'm just one of those people that if I get behind, I get frustrated, and then I just like, I don't know, I just don't do it, and then one day I'll just knock it all out. That looks really good.
Would you like to iron
Okay.
the lines, please?
So on this,
You're
yeah, I
on
know,
it.
but I'm gonna, because he told me the microphone's on. So I'm gonna actually, when I go to because the microphone's not on over there, I'm actually gonna touch the iron to it, but my iron is so hot that I could just steam it. So it depends what kind of iron you have. Oh, it's on now. So there, let's see. Yep, the lines are gone.
I just want to clean a little bit.
Okay. And we do keep a stash of quilting fabric here. So like because we cut into that, we obviously can't sell it or do anything else with it. So we just keep like a big stash of fabric. So you'll probably see something finished with that later. Oh, Ronnie wants to know, would it help to clip away some of your bulk when you turn the flap over to the sticky side?
You can. Just be careful how much you clip. One time I clipped too close and the weave started like opening and I like got a hole like right here. So you can. I just am not that.
Risky.
No. Okay. So it'll go
Oh, that looks so good.
like that. Our margin though was 3/8 of an inch is where this will rest. So I'll get a smaller ruler because I'm a perfectionist.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna mark it?
I'm gonna
you're gonna
mark
mark the corners.
The corners with a little dot. You could eyeball it because I see these displayed.
We should do a personality test, me, you, and Jordan, and I bet we would all come out the same.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like our personality, like, you know how they have those, yeah, I think we would all come out exactly the same. I worked in a garment factory for years, so I apply the same mindset with my cross stitch and quilting and work a full season ahead. Oh, wow. I'm like a year behind because I'm always on the current month, and so then I can't even use it till the next year.
Oh, because we trimmed off an eighth. I was like, why is it off? But because we cut it down
yeah.
to,
I think it's fine.
it's fine.
I think it looks good. So I had her
There.
trim an eighth off of 1 inch so it wouldn't go off the sides. So it's a little bit thicker up here than here, and it's totally
I
fine.
mean, probably by what, like
I wouldn't have even
in a
noticed.
1/16 of an inch. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this because I've already flipped the fabrics by accident.
Do you want me to pull that?
I think I can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I have room. Okay. I don't think that'll. Well, I have to let it warm up a little bit. It went to sleep.
Pop this over here.
Yeah. We're actually almost done.
Oh. Seeing is believing for sure. Invaluable finishing demo. Great fabric choices. Yeah, Denise picked the collection to go with. Glue guns are like, I don't know, I'm so scared of them.
This is my whole stack.
Oh my gosh, these are the glue sticks?
Yeah.
Thimble?
No.
No, he said no. She said no.
I'll risk it. That one I will.
What does the thimble do, Jordan? Oh, protect you from burning yourself. Yeah, you should use your thimble. Do you want me to get it? She's like, no.
The glue gun has a auto shut off. So while we were doing the tutorial, it turned off. So I just have to wait for it to warm up.
My husband and I have a personality profiling program. We do it for free. Then he would call you and tell you about yourself and how you relate to others. It's great. It also helps in hiring. I'm the one you met at Orlando Crime Con. Hi, Nancy. I'm going to go to the one in September. What? I don't know what he said.
Get profiled by the program.
Oh, get profiled by the program. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. But I just want to see it myself. Yeah, so I think we met Nancy on the line to get in. Anyway, we were around some people who were not very nice.
Oh, I'm gonna get Wonder Clips for this.
Okay, she's gonna get Wonder Clips. They're right here.
I use the bigger ones.
Oh, the bigger ones.
Huh? I'll try my best
What did he say?
to use the Wonder Clips correctly.
Oh, so she's talking about these big, humongous ones. I've never used them. I've never even touched one, actually, so that made me want to. That's like a hair clip. Wow.
Little
I've
barrette.
never even seen those in real life. Like, I mean, obviously I know we sell them, but I've never seen those before. I don't even know that those existed, actually.
It is plugged in.
And I would say with the glue gun, the one thing Priscilla told us, well, when she came was, her and Chelsea told us is like, the tinier the tip is, the better, because the glue won't go everywhere. And then she said, well, because we asked her like, well, which glue gun do you want us to get? And she was like, please don't buy the cheapest one because those don't work as well. So,
I do use 2 types of glue guns. This is one that I use for like this part of connecting the 2 pieces or like the magnets, washers. But then when I'm doing rickrack or like the pom-poms, I use this very fine tip one, and it's a finger glue gun. So
what's the brand of those?
Sure Bonder.
Yeah. So we sell them, and then sometimes they're in stock and sometimes they're not. They're kind of hard to get, like from the manufacturer, but we do have them.
Now,
sometimes.
granted, I could use this for the vintage trim. However, I don't want glue seeping over when I press. This?
Yeah, we do.
So iron hot rest. I do use this to put my glue on.
So on that, like, that's like something you could use for teenage girls too, to like put their curling iron on.
We're almost there.
We're just waiting for the glue gun to heat up. The tutorial is so awesome. Thank you. I've stitched dozens of projects, but you can count my FFOs on one hand.
Jordan, can you expand it, please?
And have fingers left over. I'm so afraid of ruining my stitches. Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that we're doing the finishing now ourselves because the framing is just too expensive. I mean, I feel like you have to on those big ones. Yeah, the glue gun is not wanting to cooperate this morning. I'm so scared of glue guns. That one day I burned myself. Oh my gosh, that was so painful.
There's no rhyme or reason. I just go for it. I'm pretty much racing against drying time. So that's why I put the dots on there so that when I flip it over, I know exactly where I need to press it. Yeah. Jordan, is that good before I press it down? Kimberly?
Yeah.
And then, because we don't have books here or anything, or like in the studio, anything heavy, this is what I use the Wonder Clips for.
Oh, I was wondering. I'm going to put one in my hair just for the fun of it. I have never seen those in my life. How did you know those existed?
I think when I was cleaning out underneath here, we found some. And
Those were awesome.
If I ever run out of glue sticks, which, does happen, I use I don't know how to pronounce it, the tacky glue. And because this takes longer to dry than the hot glue, I'd put a ton of these on.
Oh my gosh.
Just
in case.
Just in case. This is probably excessive, but... And then, I just set it off to the side and work on the next step. Okay, here. We'll do magnets and washers. Usually for Kimberly's stuff, I finish each one on its own board. But for this one, I really didn't want to paint 12 pieces. So the size I'm using is 1 inch. Is that what diameter? Circumference, diameter? And I'll just,
Okay, so it says ceramic disc magnet, and she got it at Home Depot. 1 inch by 0.156 inches.
they do make your hands dirty. So I put these and then I go wash my hands so I don't touch your stitch your stitch piece.
I had no idea it did that. Oh, that's gross.
Be careful. I know some magnets you can get at like Hobby Lobby or Michael's.
Okay.
Jordan has paper towels in here.
And so we're just doing 2 magnets.
2 magnets. I do put hot glue on the magnet. Ooh, that's strong. That cleaner.
Is it? Oh, he brought a napkin and it has cleaner on it. I didn't know it had cleaner on it. I was like, what? It smells good.
And then I give it a firm press because it is wood with hot glue gun. There have been times that the magnet will fall off. Depends how smooth your surface is.
And then Priscilla's the one that told us that ceramic, you want to look for the word ceramic. So, and I think you can get them like Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, all that stuff. Like all the places like that. I love hearing the interaction between everyone. Thanks, Denise, for sharing your expertise. I had no idea those made your fingers dirty.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Like, is it because there's residue on it?
I guess.
Ugh.
I don't think I've ever gotten a stitch piece, like an actual piece, dirty from it.
And then for the washers, D says to make sure they're magnetic. These are called fender washers. I have no idea what the word fender means, but
I just know. I can tell you how to read this though. So this 1/4 inch is the inside of this.
oh,
The 1 1/4 is this. So I just always have a 1/4 inch for the inside because the bigger your hole, the more glue is gonna go through. So I try to keep this hole smaller.
do you know what fender means, Jordan? I'm gonna drop these.
Now for us in Home Depot, the magnets and the fender washers, same aisle.
Oh,
So I find them both there. Let me clean my hands before I touch your piece.
I had no idea that did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna put these 2 down and then just glue it and then put the thing on top, right?
I'll put this back. Luckily, I don't have to do this again. The magnets, I just have to do the washers.
And there's 75 in there, so I could stitch technically 20, whatever 75 divided by 2 is.
And you can I buy them in bulk just for how much we go through them. You can get like a pack of 3. You can go in and buy singles.
Oh,
It just depends on how much or how many times you use them.
Vicky asked if the Housewives fabric is going away. So we keep reordering what Henry Glass has, but I think they're discontinuing it, which is really sad. But if it's in stock at Henry Glass, we do order it.
Fender washers are larger in diameter.
Vendor washers are larger in diameter
And they name that because they secure fenders on vehicles.
because they secure fenders on vehicles, but I don't know what a fender is. So.
Yeah, what's a fender?
Like the things like that stick out like bumpers.
Oh.
I don't know. He says something about a bumper. Oh, that looks so good.
Okay. So then now from here, so that I don't have to figure out how to center these to match perfectly, I place them on the washer onto the magnets.
And this is why she wants that hole in the center to be small. I just figured it out.
And then I do one at a time because it's metal and it's cold. The glue dries a lot faster.
And then you pull it
And then
up.
I pull it off. But I give it a minute. Oh.
A fender is the part of your car that goes over the tires.
The fenders that stick out.
They're saying it's over the tire, not the bumper.
I'm saying the things that stick out over the tires, like the wheel well.
I have no idea what a fender is.
You're gonna have to show me on the car.
Denise, they want to see your ring. Put it straight. It's 3 rings. Isn't it?
Yeah, technically this set right here is the actual like engagement, and then this is just,
A really cute ring.
oh yeah, something that I liked. Okay, now we'll do the other one. And that's on there.
Wow, that dried pretty quick.
Yeah. Also, why I like a shorter margin here, which we cut 1 inch, is because when I fold over, if you don't put enough tape or glue and have extra like fabric just hanging, then your magnet may not like secure all the way.
Nancy says she's going to a cross-stitch event in 2 weeks. And Priscilla and Chelsea will be there. Wish you could drop in. I don't even know where it is, but in 2 weeks, my daughter's graduating high school, and my nephew's graduating college. Oh, my nephew's graduating college the
Ooh, that's stuck.
3 or 4 days before her. So, yeah, she had her very last dance performance, and me and Kevin cried like babies. And then Christopher kept staring at us, and I was like, can you just stop looking at us? Nancy says rare earth magnets are super fast, strong, and clean. That looks so good.
Okay, let me just center it. And there you go.
Okay, so do y'all have any questions for Denise on that? I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. Oh, Dee says she glues both at the same time as she's living on the edge.
The more magnets or the more washers that I put on there, the harder it is. If I could probably do 2 at one time.
Oh, show them how you're doing it. Show them. Okay, so this thing is really cool because the glue just pops off.
Like it's
So this is for your iron. It's not really for hot glue, but we just use it. But like I said, you could use it for like your blow dryer, or if you still use a curling iron.
We even keep our rulers separate because there are times that I
Oh,
jump it
Yeah,
and we'll chip it.
Okay, good. Okay.
I have the vacuum there if you want to clean up. Like if it was fuzzy, like anything
Oh,
here
yeah.
from the batting.
This will get like any of that like dry glue that wouldn't, yeah. Okay, everyone says it looks great. Okay, so let's do the front camera. Okay, so this is 14 count. And just ignore all this. This is 14 count. Okay, Jordan, pop up the 16 count, and then we can see that. Oh. Okay, so. Oh, top cam. Okay. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. That's good. That's good. So the red one is 16 count, so it's smaller. This one is 14 count, so it's bigger, and so it fills up more of the space.
And that's why we didn't do that secondary board, because we wouldn't have enough room.
Yeah, the red piece we didn't do. Okay, guys, so thank you so much. We will be back in 2 weeks. In the comments, give a really nice comment to Denise for doing all this hard work for us, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.